The SpaceX Falcon 9 was used for its first true interplanetary launch. With the DART mission, what does this mean for SpaceX, NASA, and for you? What did SpaceX carry to space on its first interplanetary mission? Coming up, all that and much more. Hey YouTubeverse, this is your favorite YouTube channel. I am your host, and today I will take you through the interplanetary launch of Falcon 9 and its payload. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, at 10:21 p.m. PST, the Falcon 9 boosters took off carrying the DART payload. This mission will take SpaceX to new heights, very literally, as the first private space company to launch an interplanetary mission. But before we get started with why this is important, let's take a look at the Falcon 9. The Falcon 9 is the first privately developed, relightable deep space launch platform. On its maiden flight, the Falcon 9 carried Elon Musk's Tesla to the inner part of the asteroid belt, which is a flight that will technically qualify it as an interplanetary flight, but it was only a proof of concept. The 550,000 kilogram rocket has some insane tricks up its sleeves. It is obviously reusable, but the payload it can carry is insanely massive. It is capable of carrying a payload of 22,800 kilograms to a low Earth orbit, 8,300 kilograms to a geostationary orbit, and a whopping 4,020 kilograms to Mars, all thanks to its liquid oxygen and RP-1 rocket-grade kerosene-powered Merlin engines. The other flight that technically qualifies the Falcon 9 for an interplanetary flight was when they launched a satellite built in the 1990s to the L1 point between Earth and Sun. But in all honesty, these missions are only sort of interplanetary. But the DART launch is a true interplanetary launch where the payload ultimately crashes into an asteroid. If you are wondering why the greatest minds in space, including Elon Musk, are working to smash a payload onto a space rock, keep watching. I will tell you the importance of DART later in the video. The exact SpaceX first stage booster that's being used in the DART mission is the same one that was used to launch the new Sentinel-6 Michael Freilich satellites. On 21st November 2020, this first stage also flew Starlink missions in May 2021, making this DART flight the third flight of that booster. So, it is impressive that SpaceX pulled out 3 flights out of the same rocket. But that shouldn't come as a surprise, as out of all the 130 Falcon 9 flights, there were 90 landings and 72 reflights. Now that we know about the launch platform, let's take a deep dive in this mission. The Falcon 9 was sending NASA's DART spacecraft into the Earth-Moon system. DART stands for Double Asteroid Redirection Test. And this is the world's first interplanetary defense test mission. B-1063, the Falcon 9 booster carrying the 1,400 pounds DART payload, took off at 10:21 PST and reached a low Earth orbit in just 8 minutes. The booster, B-1063, safely landed on the OCI SLY drone ship 30 seconds after the second stage engines were cut off, adding another boosting landing on SpaceX's belt of achievements. 28 minutes later, the orbital second stage fired up and accelerated the upper stage from 4.7 miles per second to 6.9 miles per second. This effectively launched the DART spacecraft from a low-weather orbit to Earth's escape trajectory, towards its final destination. DART, Double Asteroid Redirection Test, not only is the first interplanetary space launch by a private company, but also humanity's first at deflecting asteroids that are in a collision course with Earth. The current mission is only a test to see if it is even possible, and if it is, NASA wants to measure how well it works. As you can imagine, asteroids can be anything from very solid to just a pile of loosely packed dust and rocks. The force and method to change the orbit of an asteroid will vary from one to another. This is why proper research and data is required. Or else, rather than redirecting the orbit of an asteroid, it might just blow a hole through it, which would not help a lot. DART is exactly a craft to measure and collect data for such emergency missions. Interesting, right? The future has come when firing rockets at asteroids is a viable option. But what kind of new technology does the payload have that SpaceX sent to space? Let's take a look. First new tech that DART has on board is the Rollout Solar Array, a new kind of solar panel that was only previously tested on the ISS, but has never been tested on a satellite. These panels have significantly less mass while being more efficient at harvesting solar energy. The second new tech on board is the high-gain radial line slot array antenna. It has been tested on land, but never in space, so it will be the first test of the antennae too. However, the biggest new tech that DART will test out in space is the NEXT, NASA Evolutionary Xenon Thruster engine. And I say testing as the next engine will not be the primary propelling engine for DART. The next engine will be tested for its deep space efficiency. As you can see, this is more of a full test platform. That is mostly a display of technology and proof of concept. Thus, NASA was looking to send DART as a secondary payload to save costs. But when the biddings started, SpaceX bid the lowest at $69 million. Moreover, Elon Musk's company also said DART will be sent as the primary payload in its own dedicated rocket. This also, the timeline of DART got fast-forwarded quite a lot, as now DART won't have to do ellipses in multiple orbits. This act shows SpaceX's dedication to help transform humanity into a spacefaring civilization and live amongst the stars. DART's ultimate destination is the moon of an asteroid called Didymos. The space enthusiast community has lovingly named it the Didi Moon, but the real name of the moon is Dimorphos. The double asteroids in the acronym DART are Didymos and Dimorphos. Didymos isn't in a direct collision course with Earth, but at times its orbit brings it very close to Earth, enough for it to be classified as a hazardous asteroid. Dimorphos is currently moving at a slow speed around Didymos. The plan is to use the spacecraft to bump Dimorphos a little bit and measure the amount of deviation caused by the crash. The math isn't simple, as the crash can cause a lot of unpredictable events, like causing a blast, blowing material away from the asteroid and reducing its mass, which ultimately changes its orbit. Or even cause shockwaves that cause Dimorphos to crater on the other side, leading to different results. Also, measuring such small deviations in orbits of asteroids isn't really easy. NASA has dedicatedly planned to image the asteroid system before and after the crash, so that they can measure the difference and make predictions for such future missions. There is even a ride-along satellite called LICIA Cube. That is a CUBE satellite. It will ride 10 minutes behind DART and record and transmit the video of DART crashing into Dimorphos. Extremely cool space stuff. The European Space Agency also had a similar project in mind, but that never got funded. So this is the best we got for now. And it's been handled by the good guys at SpaceX. But that's all the nerdy stuff. What does this interplanetary mission mean for SpaceX? Firstly, this adds interplanetary travel experience and also prepares SpaceX for integration with new technologies like the rollout solar arrays and NEXT engines, which will be very important technological advancements for making living on Mars possible. It's slow steps towards a bigger and better future. What do you think is one technology we need to develop that currently doesn't exist, that would make traveling to Mars easier? Let us know in the comments below. If you like what I do here, please consider leaving a like on the video. It tremendously motivates me to make videos about the latest SpaceX news. Also, consider subscribing and ringing the bell icon if you are not already subscribed. Until next time, happy holidays. Peace